and the girls want to get into. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Danielle.
And I'm Andrew.
And this
Spencer
is Spencer. He is awesome. He is somebody that we actually met in the Busch Gardens Howl-O-Scream events. He was a scare actor. So I'll link down his video below if you're interested in seeing him in action. Super spooky. And he is going to be our very personal ghost tour guide for Williamsburg. We have never done a ghost tour. This is our first one.
Yep, here we are.
We're very excited.
There's a couple of companies in Williamsburg, downtown Colonial Williamsburg, that do these ghost tours. He actually does work for and does this, but he's not on shift right now.
Nope.
He's literally doing this out of his own time. He's like, hey, you guys want to do the ghost tour? I'll take you on it. We'll maybe make a little YouTube video. We're like, no, we're in, bro. Let's do this. And so yeah, we're gonna take you along on this tour and show you exactly how it goes down. You of course won't get to experience it and everything that we get to experience until you do the tour yourself. But we're gonna show you what we got right now. Let's go.
Alright, start with this building.
Okay.
Well, first of all, this is the College of William and Mary, and it's the second oldest college in the United States. The oldest is Harvard. But the thing is, this building's actually the oldest college building still in use for classes.
Wow.
The Wren Building. Named after Christopher Wren. He's the one who designed the whole building. And this building dates back to 1693.
Wow.
But part of it was burnt down twice in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War.
Wow.
So there's parts of it that they had to rebuild, but most of the brick and down there in the cellar area, that's all original. They made the rest of it look just like it used to back in the day. This building was used as a hospital after the Battle of Yorktown at the end of the Revolutionary War for wounded soldiers, French and Americans. Usually when that happens, there was a lot of suffering because we didn't have the medicine like we do today, so they'd actually have to amputate limbs. And if there was an infection, actually most soldiers died of infection in their wounds.
Yeah.
So they would just take a saw and just whack it off, or a sword, and it was gruesome. They give the soldiers stuff to bite down on while this happened. This building was used in the Civil War too, after the Battle of Williamsburg in 1862. I heard reports that there was so much blood around here from, the amputations. There were men lying all around where we're standing right now, and the grass was turning red because of all the blood. That all happened right where we're standing.
Wow.
So the thing is, people think the soldiers haunt this building where they died. On the third floor, students do classes up there still, and they've seen late at night a French soldier roaming around the third floor with a musket, just patrolling. He doesn't really say anything. He just walks around and then he disappears. Sometimes there will be a class going on the second floor, and they'll hear up on the third floor thumping. And they'll go up there, the teacher or the professor will go up there, and there'll be nothing there whatsoever. So some people think maybe Christopher Wren, the guy who made the building, haunts it as well. But we do know for a fact soldiers haunt this. And the other creepy thing about this building is the cellar down there. There's actually 7 or 8 bodies buried down there. And the statue that we passed back there, Lord Botetourt, he was a really famous governor, he's buried down there. Some students raided his grave and took some of his bones.
Wow.
And I think that upset his spirit. I mean, I don't blame him.
Upset me.
Yeah. And this is going to come more into play later, but the Randolph family's buried down there. Now, the Randolphs, their house is the most haunted house here. We're going to go there last. But they are buried. The Peyton Randolph and his whole family are also buried under the Wren Building. And students who have been down there said they heard voices, or they'd come out of the steam tunnel saying there's somebody down there, but there'll be nobody down there. They're locked off now. Nobody really can go down there. Students can't get in the steam tunnels anymore because it became so much of an issue. So that's the story of the Wren Building. The thing is, the settlers and the natives didn't get along very well, especially after, Jamestown and all of that. So they would take the natives, the English, would take the natives and put them in this building and convert them to Christianity. They'd even cut their hair, which was horrible, and they'd put them in a bunch of clothes that they weren't used to, so they'd be hot in the summer. They weren't used to that. So they were trapped in this building, forced to learn new languages, and they weren't allowed to leave here at night. It wasn't a really good time for these young Native American boys. So up on the third floor one night, there was this one boy who would every night take a rope from the third floor and he would take his shirt off so he could run free in the night, back how he used to be in his culture. He'd come out and he'd run back that way. Every night, run so fast, people said he ran as fast as a deer. But he'd always come back up the rope into the window before the morning so nobody caught him. And sadly, he was found dead. Some people say he died of a broken heart, but I think somebody might have killed him due to, they didn't get along with the settlers. People still see that Indian boy hovering around. Now back there's the sunken gardens. The ground's like lower and you walk down into it. Back then it wasn't sunken, it was just level. So when people see the Indian boy running where the woods used to be, he's floating. And that's because the ground is lower now, but back then it wasn't. So he's just floating the terrain where he would used to run. So people sometimes see on foggy nights this boy running sometimes right down this path. Building. And I recommend taking pictures of this building because people have caught young boys' faces in the windows here all the time in this building.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, pictures. Every tour I've done, somebody's caught something in their photos, at least somewhere around here.
Very cool.
Sometimes you might catch orbs, which are just spiritual balls of light. You press on, here you go, and if you walk around, see that little thingy? The more it goes up, that means like energy, because they leave behind energy.
We're dead right now.
Yep. But sometimes I've had that thing go off.
I almost brought my proton pack.
It's spiking a little bit. Yeah, this
oh, look, there it goes.
It goes.
Sticking a little bit.
See? Yeah, it is.
Do you want
It
to
could
hold
be the
it? You
light.
want to look
Yeah,
at
you
it?
all can look at it and try it out.
Move around and see if you can find something.
I ain't
That's
afraid of no cakes.
There's a particular house here, the most haunted one, where we're definitely going to try to use that thing.
You said the Warren?
Randolph.
Went it that way and it like went like
yeah.
Yeah. This is where the president of the college stays. A lot of presidents that have been here have noticed strange activity. That's also because this building was also used as a hospital for soldiers, just like the Wren Building. This building's original also, by the way, from around 1717, I'd say, somewhere around that range. On the third floor in the 80s, a certain college president lived here, and on the third floor there'd be a closet door that would not stay closed. And they called college maintenance to see what was wrong with it. It kept opening. Nothing, it would just not stop. So then they go looking to the walls. They found a skeleton of a human being in the walls. The second they removed the skeleton, that door stayed closed ever since. We don't know who the skeleton is, but I feel like it could have been a soldier. They buried the skeleton somewhere around here. The other thing that's weird, another college president was sleeping on the second floor, and he heard the doors at night slam shut or slam open, and he thought it was his son coming home. He came downstairs. There was nothing there, and the door's wide open. Shortly after that, they figured out who that was. It was a French soldier, because they see him patrolling the stairs in there still, like a full body apparition, almost looked human with the clothes and everything.
Wow.
And then they just disappear. Sometimes ghosts manifest so well that they look just like flesh and blood, and until they just disappear. I think it's creepy, but it's also really cool. And I don't
freak me out.
I don't know how that skeleton got in the wall or how they buried a person in the wall, but that definitely disturbs me.
Man.
So. In 1705, Matthew Whaley, and if you go in the graveyard in the daytime, you can see his grave somewhere back there. He haunts the cemetery. He's not a mean ghost. He's just a playful kid. You can hear him giggling. Sometimes you'll see him in his colonial outfit. walk up the street, walk into the cemetery, then he'll disappear in front of his own grave. He haunts the school as well, which is about a mile that way, behind the governor's palace. Teachers and students say that school's haunted by Matthew Whaley. The projectors in the classrooms move up and down.
Wow.
They hear a little boy giggling in the attic. And it's him. Everybody knows it's Matthew Whaley because they named the school after him. It's not the original school from back in the day. It's a reconstruction on its original site, but it was named in his honor. He likes to untie people's shoes, too, on course. Yeah, he's a trickster. Yep, that's
Just
actually
like-
happened before. Sometimes they'll feel like somebody brushed past them or shove them. Not like in a mean way, it's kind of like running by you.
This is so cool to me.
Good, I'm glad you like it.
This is awesome. I love paranormal stuff. Like, I don't know why.
The creepiest story I have about this church actually is on YouTube. There's an interview with this security guard. I know him. So this was around 2 in the morning. Everything was going fine until we saw a man about 5'9", all in black. Well, he was a shadow figure. He described it construction paper black. Walk up the street, but he could tell the man had a ponytail. And he walked into the cemetery, walked in front of a grave, and vanished. The security guard went after him, and he freaked out because it hit him. It's 2:30 in the morning, and I just saw a shadow figure.
Right.
And go into the cemetery, and he said, I'm not going to do this. And
I'm out.
Yeah, he walked away from the cemetery, but he said he never saw it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. He actually thought it was creepy, but also really cool. There's another shadow figure that's more common, a shadow figure with a crooked neck, probably a hanging victim, with red eyes, has been seen around here, which that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going off. Hold on.
It beat 5 times.
It's going off. Let's go.
It was why you were talking about the one with the ponytail.
Yeah, because it was right here in the light. You can see, see what somebody looks like, even if it's dark out. There's light right here. It's no way. There it goes.
Look.
Right here where the cemetery. It's going off. Wait, it stopped. It stopped.
Is it supposed to be doing?
No, it's not supposed to be doing.
Oh.
This is where he saw him walk in. We might be able to walk into this part real quick.
Yeah, do it. Let's go.
There's a creepy grave.
That was Tuesday from 1783.
But yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Whaley. Yeah, he comes up to this grave, he haunts the school, and he also haunts the Palace Green, which is right across from the cemetery. And they'll hear like they'll see little boys running around giggling, and then they disappear. They're still playing in death. Who departed this life on the 26th of September, 1705, age 9 years old.
1705.
Yes.
Only child.
And he was born in 1696. Fact about this building was used by headquarters by George Washington himself before the Battle of Yorktown. When people see a woman in a blue dress in the mirrors behind them in the house, like interpreters, they'll turn around, the woman will disappear, and that's it.
Jail.
Well, after Blackbeard was beheaded off the coast of North Carolina, his crew, 13 members crew, got brought here to the Capitol building and got tried to be hung. and they would get taken on a wagon to the jail, which is at the very end of this street, Nicholson Street. And they would ride on top of the wagon, knowing they'd be in the inside of the wagon on the way back because they'd be dead.
Well,
yeah, and their body would be hung, or sometimes they'd take their heads and put them on sticks to ward off. Said, if you do piracy, that's a warning. We'll take your head. And sometimes the smell would be so bad because they would let the bodies just hang, and it was awful. I'm sure the smell was terrible. It would just decay. They got hung on a road called Capitol Landing Road, which is about 3 miles down that road past the jail. But people still hear the wagon creaking down this road. And it's never been seen, but people have heard it in the early hours in the morning, and we don't do horse carriage rides that early.
Right.
And you'll hear the...
Okay, friends, so I am doing this outro from my home because as soon as we were done with our ghost tour, our car battery died. So as soon as we were done and we went back to the car, nothing, like completely dead. So coincidence, scary, spooky, or did we just accidentally leave something on in the car and our battery was dead? But I thought it was really kind of neat because we just did this scary tour and then all of a sudden our car didn't want to start. So anyway, the tour itself, absolutely amazing. Thank you, Spencer, because that was just the highlight of our whole month. I feel like it was truly a fun experience. Like, it was historical and it was a little creepy and spooky and it was so much fun, and you were so knowledgeable. I don't know how you remember all these facts about these dead people and spirits and like the murders and the mystery and the blood and the rumors, and it was just a lot. It's wonderful, so great. Even if you're not superstitious, I encourage you to take this tour because it is so historical, and if you love that classic colonial Williamsburg history like I do, it really is an experience that I think everybody should have. So again, thank you so much to Spencer for doing that for us. I know that the girls loved it, and they were talking about the history all throughout the car ride home once we did get the car started. But yeah, they were like Googling like the houses and like wanting to know more about the people that were there and the history, and just super educational and fun. And I think that this is really something that is going to be memories that they're gonna have like forever. So I'm gonna show you some of the pictures that we took on our phones. They are just like spooky, creepy. Some of them are just really weird. Like, you can't get a photo of this one particular house, and it's just very interesting. And then sometimes nothing happens, but then sometimes some unexplainable things happen. Like, our pictures just look crazy. Like, one of the pictures that I took on my phone, it looks like sand. So I don't know what happened to the grass. It was like a full green grass yard, and when you look at the photo, it just looks like sand. And then there's another photo where the house just kind of has a black spot and it kind of disappears into the photo. And there's been other people that have taken photos that claim that there have been like people in the windows, or they see faces or shadows, just like Spencer had said in the tour. Just super fun. I cannot say enough positive things about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are interested in taking a ghost tour, I will link down some websites below so you can investigate that for yourself and see if that's something that you and your family might want to do if you're in the Williamsburg area. And again, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.